The JBL MultiBeam soundbar is a popular audio system, but many users experience a frustrating issue where the device gets stuck on the loading screen. This loading issue affects multiple models in the MultiBeam series, including the Bar 1000, Bar 800, and Bar 300. The problem commonly occurs after firmware updates, power outages, or when the device has been inactive for extended periods. To understand why this loading issue occurs, we need to examine the complex boot-up process that the MultiBeam soundbar goes through when it starts up. The loading sequence involves 5 critical stages. First, hardware initialization, where power is distributed and components are activated. Second, firmware loading, where the operating system and drivers are initialized. Third, network connectivity activation for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules. Fourth, audio processing setup, including DSP calibration and speaker configuration. Finally, user interface activation for remote control responsiveness. When the loading process gets stuck, it's typically due to one of 5 common causes. Understanding these causes helps us identify the most effective solutions. First, firmware corruption from incomplete updates or power interruptions. Second, memory overflow from accumulated cache data. Third, network conflicts preventing proper initialization. Fourth, hardware communication errors between internal components. Fifth, power supply irregularities causing unstable operation. Fortunately, there are proven methods to resolve these loading issues. The most effective approaches involve systematic troubleshooting techniques that address the root causes we've identified. When your JBL MultiBeam soundbar gets stuck on loading, the first and most effective solution is a power cycle reset. This method has a 70 to 80% success rate according to user reports. First, completely disconnect the power cable from your soundbar. This ensures all power is removed from the system. Next, wait 30 to 60 seconds to allow the internal capacitors to discharge completely. During this time, press and hold the power button for 15 seconds while the device remains unplugged. Finally, reconnect the power cable and turn on your soundbar. Monitor the loading process to see if the issue has been resolved. If the power cycle reset doesn't work, the next step is a firmware reset. This method has an even higher success rate of 85%. First, ensure your soundbar is powered on. Then simultaneously press and hold the volume down and Bluetooth buttons for 10 to 15 seconds until the LED indicators begin flashing. Release the buttons when the LED indicators start flashing. Then wait for the reset process to complete. This typically takes 2 to 3 minutes. For advanced recovery situations, JBL may provide proprietary software tools or USB firmware flashing options. However, these specialized procedures require contacting JBL support directly. These troubleshooting methods resolve the vast majority of JBL MultiBeam loading issues. Start with the power cycle reset, and if that doesn't work, try the firmware reset before contacting support.